I'll always caveat this with, yes, I am a chief officer, and yes, I am going to try and work technology. But unfortunately, I can't see you all laughing at me when I'm doing this. So this is always going to be fun. So before I dive in, I'm just going to talk through some of the prep steps I've done to get things going once I can find my screen share button. So what I've previously done is I've signed up to the Railsbank sandbox here. And that's this wonderful little screen that you're seeing here. This is our user interface into the app. So you can see the docs, a link straight through to the documents. This is Play Our Sandbox, which is a dummy environment. And then we've got Play Live, which is, as I said, connected to real life banking. So this is where it's going to get fun, because hopefully in this demo, I'm going to create a ledger for you. I'm going to demonstrate creating a ledger using Railsbank, and I'm going to use my good old phone and my internet banking to send money, and hopefully that's going to work. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, basically what I've previously done is onboarded myself to Railsbank through the form, clicked through, and got some API keys. So the API key is the way that you work with Railsbank, and that's what we're going to be seeing here as we go through, although you won't see the key, hopefully, unless I really screw things up. So this is the app, and if you're signing up to explore it, this is what you should see as well. So now I have to remember how to do this. So we're going to delve into the delights of Postman here. Before I do it, I'm just going to say that for the demo, I've actually mocked up a lot of data before we got going here. So I've been using Mockaroo just so you can see what I'm doing, because we won't go into everything and showing you how to copy and paste. I presume most people know how to copy and paste. But what we've got is some demo data here, just to show you that it's hopefully not just a fix, because I want you to believe that this is a live demo. So here I've created the model of an end user, except I've chosen quite a few. You can see lots of nice dummy data. Dummy data is not so good in Play Live ordinarily, because whilst we are below the compliance threshold, we do actually want to know who you're doing. But as this is a demo, I thought I'd just use some data here. So we're going to see similar data as we go through the demo, hopefully. The other thing I've also done is set up a webhook, which we may get onto some time on in a bit. But here we go. So nothing here yet. So we'll see in a few minutes how we go. The other things I'll draw your attention to are the Railsbank guides, guides.railsbank.com, which tell you how to do things. This is how we create a transaction. So hopefully this is big enough. There we go. How we create a transaction. We'll come on to some of that as well. And the docs site, which is the reference to the API spec. So the two of those work well together in this respect here. And now we'll delve into the demo, if I've got this right here. So this is a bit where I start panicking, because as I say, the chief officer trying to do a demo is always interesting. So what we're going to do is, as I say, we're going to create a webhook here. So I've pre-populated this with a link, which is incorrect. Now that's correct here. So this is the simplicity of the Railsbank platform. Sorry, this is all in Postman. As I say, probably the best way of doing an API demo here. So I'm setting my webhook URL. I've pre-populated this using some Postman parameters for a GUID, because, hey, that's what they're there for. So this, all going well, is fantastic. Okay, so go. It wants me to have it on HTTPS. Funny enough, we're going to be sending stuff here. I've now got a nice 200, so that means it's gone through. Don't trust it. I'm going to use the get function. So you'll see post function is v1 customer webhook. The get function ingeniously exactly the same as you'd expect. And proof of the pudding, there we go. That's what I just popped in. So this bit works. We don't have any failed notifications yet, but one of the things that's really quite useful that I'll mention at this point as I zoom through is the option of parameters here. So if I get my buttons right, this is again me trying to remember how to use Zoom. So we'll use a nice wiggly arrow here. So what we've got here is some nice parameters. You probably can't see that now, can you? Because I've made that too clear. But these are essentially coming in here. And again, through Postman, I've done some variables. So today is a little moments.js hint to give me an ISO formatted date, because shock horror, that's here. And these things are really useful as you're developing your stuff, even in Sandbox on the platform here, is pagination, date ranges, descending orders for margins, and offsetting things against previous values. And this will really give you a speed performance or performance increase here. And now I can get rid of that and stop doing this. How do I get out of this share thing? Oh, no. So back to, what have I done? 1 minute, please, as I've messed this up. Oh, there we go. Right, back to normal. So all going to plan. I can hit this request again, 200. In my body, I have nothing, so I don't have any notifications here. Great. As we say, the actual main crux of Railsbank is on ledgers. But before we can create a ledger, we want to create an end user. We're doing this for normal use case, although if you are operating in your own money, that is you as a customer operating in your own money, you can indeed create ledgers yourself to hold them. So this might be an example in the case of ledgers you hold for your own operating money, for your own business expenses, for various different things like that. But here we're creating an end user, which is one of your customers here. So what I've got here is, again, I'm going to show that I don't have anything in the last hour. I've been playing around today, so just to check everything worked through. So we're going to just go through and show that there's nothing in the hour that we're dealing in. Here, nothing. Okay, so let's have a go. Here we've got a post request to the end user's endpoint. Again, predictability. I want to create an end user, so I'm going to call it end users. And we're going to be creating Claire here, who's apparently here. So this is going to payload for Claire. So say it's standard sort of similar thing of biographical data. Name as one field because, hey, we support internationalization and best practice. Telephone number formatted. Here we go. Dates. Oh, look, it's a year, month, date. Country codes in LT. All of that sort of stuff here. In your real world, you probably do actually want to have your data valid, but for purpose of demo, this is really, really good. We support meta user, which are extendable to your own purposes here. The example that I'm showing here is just with a Salesforce reference. So for example, if you wanted to tie someone up to your CRM, that's exactly what we've got here. And you can use this in any way you want, as long as it's valid JSON. So hit this, I've got a 200 request, and lo and behold, I get an end user. In my tests, I've got this parameterized. So my end user is now here, so we can go ahead and save some time rather than copy and pasting every time. I've spoken enough, so I don't need to wait, and then we can just show you that here's my end user here. So as we saw earlier when we ran the get end user, and this is actually for the end user we've just created. So this is the end user here. They're on the platform. Woohoo! So far so good. We've created, so far we've just created a real end user. Now we're going to create ledger because I'm insane and I'm going to try and do this. So ledgers, again, we'll do a check to show you that this isn't a cheat. Again, look, date from an hour ago. Here we go, all times the UTC, as we say on Railsbank here. That's actually, yeah, that's right. So here we go. Nothing, as expected. So why have I got this? Get end users ledgers. Okay, so now we're going to look at the end user. So as we say, ledgers can belong to an individual, to an end user here. So let's just show you that Claire, I think it was, doesn't have a ledger already. So here we go. Nothing for Claire. Nothing for Claire. We're going to create this now. So again, a post request here. Post ledgers. I want to create a ledger, so I'm going to call it a ledgers as the endpoint here. Here we say who the holder is. So in this case, this is the end user. This can also be the customer. I'm going to say which product it is. So this is basically saying that I want GBP. I'm creating a GBP ledger. So I'm going to do this. We've got a bunch of things around what the ledger type is. These are covered on guides. The covering who owns the assets is useful for when you're looking at some of your reporting and things like this. And use types, again, see guides. Terms and conditions for most of these are GB. as Britain Brexits, there'll be other jurisdictions on this, and US for US contracts and Singapore for Singapore contracts. So here's our payload. It's really quite simple. I'm just basically saying, give me a GBP ledger. So let's see if I've managed to wreck this. Oh no, I haven't. I have no faith in this. So here we go. I've got a ledger, and again, I've parameterized this as you'd expect. So I'm going to see what my status of my ledger is here, and we'll have a look. So this is again a GET request on the ledger and the ledger ID. I've got an IBAN. It's a good start. I've got my payments type. I've got Claire as the ledger holder. I've got a sort code. So I'm going to actually get my pen, and I'm going to write this down because I'm going to use my phone in a minute, and I can't use that at the same time because I'm an idiot. So 040379, that's a Payonet sort code. Oh, look, that's one of ours. So here's my holder, Claire's ID. I've got a BIC, so I can send internationally. I haven't got any amount on this ledger yet. I've just created it. The good thing is it's also created OK. So, and you can again see my timestamp that's been created just a few moments ago. And now I've got my account number, which is 4362 1377. Okay, so this is a valid UK account number because we're going to work on live. And before I do that, I'm just going to show you that I don't have any on the ledger. I don't have anything on here. So we'll see this. And now if I write my phone. So back to my online banking, or into my online banking. Let's see if it wants to play ball. Yeah, wants me to log in. So I'm now going to create a beneficiary on my bank, on my personal bank account. So I hit the pay button, I hit make a payment. I'm going to create someone new. I'm going to call it live demo because that really annoys banks because that's always fun. And it's now asking me for my account number. So that's 4362 1377. The sort code is 040379. I'm now going to hit wonderful confirmation of who my payee is, and that's fine. So now we're going to call this a demo, what is it, 1610? 1610. For this, I'll use UK time here. I'm going to send 2 shiny pounds to this because I'm feeling really generous. I'm not confirming this as a scam, and I'm not rushed, and I'm now hitting continue. So now this should be £2 leaving my bank account at NatWest and whizzing it over across the wonderful thing of our direct connection to faster payments into the central infrastructure and coming out through the magics of all of this to see if the money's yet arrived. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it doesn't, but this is the joys of UK faster payments. I could have done this demo using euros, but I would have had to start this before 10 o'clock this morning to get same day payment, and it would only just about be arriving in here. And it's not quite as interactive, and I don't like mornings. So we're going to go back to our ledger. So let's get the created ledger. Over here, we're going to hit send, and all going to plan. My amount is now £2. So let's show you what's actually happened on the scenes here. So that actually worked, and it was quicker than I thought, so I didn't need to fill in quite so much. So I'm going to now look at my ledger entries here. And this is basically show me what's on my ledger, again, within a timestamp here. So look, I've got a UID for the ledger itself. It's a credit because it's a received money on the Railsbank platform. It's the £2 I sent, and it was created at 1511 on the platform. Not bad. I've now got a transaction ID. I don't know if I parameterized this because I did this bit in a rush, so I'm going to just copy that just in case, and I can get my transactions. So again, get and transactions here, time to the last hour. Let's see what we've got. Bish bash bosh, I don't actually need it. So you can tell I can't actually spell because I'm typing in a rush. I said that's from the sort code. I said that's there. I instructed £2. It's a thing. Oh, look, that's me. That's my real bank account. That's the demo I created, demo 1610. So yeah, that's the Railsbank API. The other thing that's missing is beneficiaries, because here we go. I want to at some point send this money back to me. Again, we're going to look at this. So beneficiaries, get beneficiaries here. Haven't got anyone here. My post output of here, so to make a beneficiary, again, some dummy data. So I've got a name, I've got an email, I've got a telephone number, I've got a date of birth, all of this for anti-money laundering purposes. This person's not politically exposed. They've been onboarded apparently on the 4th because that's some random date I chose. There's their Netherlands address. Again, this is our sample data. I've got a sort code, I've got an account number. The holder's incidentally me. Again, it's GBP1. I put in some details about the bank so it all worked. And again, I've got a different Salesforce reference here. Now I've got a beneficiary. I can go back and get my beneficiaries to show you again that this has been happening in real time. And here we go. If I wanted to at this point to send the money back, I could create a transaction, which ingeniously is about 5 lines of code. So let's have a look at the thing, because this is where we're going to go back to our docs. As I say, I haven't actually done this part yet. So if I go back to my docs here, I want to know how to send money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lines of code to send money. Or 5 lines of JSON to send money, I should say. So here I say where the ledger's from, what my beneficiary is, that it's a faster payments thing, that I want to send $2, and a reference. And that, in a nutshell, is Railsbank API. Simple and effective.